All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakwadash.
Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the men of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Akwath who may be listening. All right, we the brothers from the Great Millstone Camp here in Chicago, coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai.
I'm the brother Yedaya.
I'm the brother Batakallah. Lord willing, this will be an edifying lesson. All right, and the title of this lesson is That's for the Goyim. All right, and recently a text message or email thread was leaked, between David Stern and Epstein, whatever dude name is. I don't know his first name. Jeffrey Epstein. And they was talking about some type of event that they were supposed to go to, but the Epstein nigga told David Stern to wait in the lobby. And David Stern said he didn't want to wait, that was for the Goyim. But, it's funny, but, it's a revelation of how these 1948ers really think about not just you Jakes, which they have the most hatred for, but everybody, including all of their other Edomite brothers. All right, but we're going to get these precepts, and Lord willing, this will be edifying. This is Revelation 2:9. It says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Now, when this was said, it was speaking of these wicked-ass Jakes, but it applies to these kites today, man. All right, because at the end of the day, they speak about how they the people of the Lord and God's chosen people, but everything that they do is wicked and they're nefarious. All right, and the mentality that they got is I feel the same way about all you heathens and all you non-Israelites, but it's in righteousness. See, they wicked with theirs. We have a righteous hatred for all of you punk ass niggas because of what you done to us. And in addition to that, outside of Esau, when all you heathens serve your captivity, after that's over, you're going to be allowed to go and live in the allotted lands that the Lord gave you, and you'll just have to pay tribute, but you'll be rejoicing because the righteous will be in authority in the world to come. See, right now, these devils, they're rigorous taskmasters on everybody, and nobody's happy with the way they're dealing. Go ahead, bro.
It's Ecclesiastes 5:9. It says, moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. Right? And the king, you need if you're a king, you have to have subjects. And your subjects, they supply you. But as the brothers going into, these Amalekites, these tiny tops, they hate and rule over the people in wickedness. In our kingdom, we're going to rule over, because these other nations, as the scriptures say, they are as nothing. But they're still going to have a standard to live by. You're not just going to just beat them down. Of course, the heathen's going to serve their punishment, but they are going to have a standard to live by, man. Esau, the so-called white man, and these Amalekites, they're pure evil.
That's right. And they establish their rule and power over people through wicked devices, usury, pushing filth throughout the world with the media and all that stuff. And this devil David Stern was a big part of that. They use these sports leagues to set up false messiahs, in particular for idols. You Jakes, false idols. And then they had these niggas doing all type of wicked shit, and Jake is so enamored with how these niggas play basketball that they want to be just like them, and they do all the wicked shit they do. This Psalms chapter 64 and verse 1 says, to the chief musician, the Psalm of David, hear my voice, O Yahweh, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And, all these NBA, NFL, the entertainment industry, this is all a secret counsel. These devils have come up with ways to subvert Jake, using these entertainment as a Trojan horse to trick Jakes into being wicked, man. All right. Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right, and how do they do it in secret? They'll set a nigga like LeBron James up and have this nigga put a dress on or do some wild shit. And all these little niggers that look up to LeBron James, they want to do the wicked shit that he's doing because they want to be like LeBron or they want to be like Mike or whoever the fuck, you know? Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? All right, and because they'll pretend like they make it seem like they doing Jake a favor by allowing these small portion of Jakes to make it, so-called make it, and have a lot of money and all this shit. But really all these dudes are set up to do is to push filth in the Negro community and the Latin community, etc. All right, these guys, they get set up above Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in this society, and the things that they push and motivate Jake to want to do are completely in the opposite direction of the scriptures, man. You know, when these niggas want to be in the NBA and the NFL, you got to give your whole life to that to be able to make it doing that, man. That's a full-time job. These niggas don't know how to read. They don't know how to do math, none of that shit, because their whole life is about basketball and football.
Let alone make time for the Lord.
Exactly. You know, and then not just for those particular individuals, but they motivate all these other Jakes to want to try to live like that.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Everybody that grew up in the black community wanted to, and Latin community too, because they got these niggas playing baseball or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
But you always, every nigga wanted to go to the league or wanted to be a rapper.
Dribble, shoot, or throw.
You know? And, you know, as we said, that requires complete dedication. And if you're completely dedicated to that, that's an idol, because you're not dedicated to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Verse 6, it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And that's what you're seeing right now. You know, they're unearthing all these files, these old emails like the one that inspired this lesson. Clips of these devils talking freely. All types of shit. You got whistleblowers coming out, letting you know what these devils is about. People that was so-called insiders. You know, and the jig is up, really. Really, the only thing that these devils got to reach for is the sword now, because nobody believes that they the people of the Lord. Nobody believes that they innocent. Everybody knows these niggas wicked, and they dealing unrighteously, even with their own people.
Yeah, they cover is blown, so now they just like, fuck it, just we got to do what we do best.
That's right.
You know, the scriptures say the devil's going to come down with great wrath. You know?
That's right. This Numbers 23 and 23, it says, surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath Yahweh wrought. And I'm going to read this Matthew real quick and then elaborate. This Matthew 24 and 24, it says, for there shall arise false Hamashiach and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So, hey, these devils, the NBA, the NFL, all this shit is all enchantments and divinations that these devils are casting on the world. And if you're not of the elect, it's going to work on you, you know? Point blank. That's why so many of these Jakes are so given over unto that. And, you know, once you come into this truth, your eyes are open to these type of things, because, you know, it's not wicked to want to watch a basketball game. It's not wicked to want to watch a football game or whatever, you know, things that Jake like to do in their leisurely time. That's lawful, you know. But what is wicked is putting those things before Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and following after these individuals that they set up, which is something that all these Jakes that's not in the truth fall for. You know, now, you know, we're not saying we are the elect. Lord willing, we endure to the end. We right now are of the hopeful elect. But the point is that once your eyes are open to the real truth, you don't look to these people no more for leadership and shit, you know? Like that wicked ass nigga Malcolm X said, niggas the only ones that look for life advice from a trumpet player or a nigga that's playing baseball. basketball. These niggas don't know shit. They don't even know how to manage their own life. That's why most of these niggas be broke.
These are overseers Esau gave a bigger crumb to.
Yeah.
You know, to keep you Jakes erring from the Lord. I got a quick one.
Yeah.
It's Jeremiah 4. It's like, what's that? Jeremiah 5. It say wicked men that set a trap. Nah, I got it. Just Jeremiah 5:26. It says, "For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that set up snares. They set a trap. They catch men." Right. And as we're going into these Amalekites, you know, these tiny tops, they set up these Jake overseers, you know, to influence Jake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether they be basketball stars, football, whatever. It's all to keep Jake on a path that's away from the Heavenly Father. You know, you go in the book of Maccabees and talk about how they gave him that place of exercise and built them up in the fashion of the Greeks.
That's right.
And that's what all this sports industry shit is, man.
Yeah.
And then you look behind the scenes, these guys, the nigga LeBron James, he got a boule tattoo across his chest, man.
That's right.
You know, all in secret societies, man.
Yep.
But the average Jake, you know, coming out the Matrix, he look at that as, that's the standard, that's the goal.
Yeah, that nigga LeBron James is exalted like he a king.
Call him King James.
Among these niggers. You know, Esau treat him like what he is.
And
go ahead.
So like, and them Jakes that do, you know, they don't like you regular Jakes. They don't like you Jakes, man.
Yeah.
You know.
At all.
They look down on you, man.
At all. Hey, and at the end of the day, because say, these dudes, they set up and they can tell you to do anything except be an Israelite. And these niggas know who we are. Yeah. Because in order for them to do their job and to get you niggas to believe a lie, they got to know what the truth is and what they can't say. Mm-hmm. You know? And on top of that, a part of those societies that the brother's talking about, you know, a big part of their initiation is doing rituals of turning your back on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's what that whole shit is about. That's why they do all of that wicked ass shit and you know, we're not gonna get into details, but they do all that wild shit that you hear about in these Illuminati videos and shit as them turning their back on the Lord, man.
Odious works of witchcraft.
Exactly. All right. This is Proverbs 12:13. It says, "The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just shall come out of trouble." All right. And everything is coming to light on these devils now. And on you fucking niggas that's in cahoots with these devils. All right. Like the brother said, them niggas don't like none of y'all. They look at y'all. Really, they look at y'all worse than Esau do, because niggas wicked, man. And Jake is more wicked than Esau is. Mm-hmm. So all you niggas thinking that, we gonna take over America from the inside and start our own shit. The last thing you want is these wicked ass niggas ruling over you, man. Because they're gonna be worse than these devils if they ever had an opportunity. All right? You had something?
No.
This is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 36. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." So, hey, all this shit these devils do behind closed doors that you never heard about, the Lord see all that shit. And they're going to pay for all that shit. All right? And we're going to be made privy of all that shit once we get these new bodies and the Lord fully give us that download of his spirit. When Yahweh Shai returns, Lord willing, we be of the elect. We're going to get that download and we're going to know every fucking thing this devil ever thought, everything he ever wanted to do. And then we're going to make him pay for it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Right.
All right. This verse 37, it says, "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." All right. And that's why you have to be careful with the way you speak to brothers, the way that you meditate upon the Lord, the way you meditate upon brothers and everything. All that shit is taken into account, and you're going to have to answer for everything, man. And that's why they see these devils, they, you know, because judgment against the evil work is not executed speedily, you know, they think that they're going to be able to continue to just do what they do and nothing is ever going to happen. All right. But the Lord has taken everything into account, And these devils are playing a role. Once their role is fulfilled, it's a wrap for all that shit that they got going on, man.
The Lord said in the book of Nahum, the Lord will not at all acquit the wicked.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. It's Luke chapter 8 and verse 17. It says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." All right, so all this shit that these devils been doing, how they feel, what they think of you people, all that shit is going to get aired out prior to Yahushua coming. That's why all this shit is coming out now, because a lot of this is gonna feed into the civil unrest that's about to happen, man. Because these people are starting to understand, you know, what their tax dollars is really being spent on, who really runs their politicians.
All their leaders are wicked and corrupted.
Yeah, and doing all type of ungodly activities. You know, shit that'll make you lose your fucking mind, man. And you thinking that, oh man, I'm gonna go vote for this person. And meanwhile, these people are doing all type of vile acts to children and God knows what else, man. But you got a picture of this nigga on your wall at the house.
Jay-Z.
Yeah. You know? I mean, these people are a lot of people are gonna die of just the shock of how wild this shit really is, man. Seriously. All right. So hey, we coming to the end of this devil, man. It's about to be over with for him, all right? He already lost his woman. The Lord is airing him out and revealing all of his secret shit. And it's just gonna keep getting worse. All right, so hey man, repent while you still got a chance. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Because hey, this place is already down for the count, man. We just waiting for the Lord to send Yahushua back now. Ain't too much more else that got to pop off except for a couple of things. All right, so with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the Akim and a few Aquas who may be listening. Lord willing, this will edify and lesson. Until next time, Shalom, Abba Ball.
Baba Ball.